two, three. Here we are. How is everybody? I have a special treat for you all, which is my 3-year-old is at home with me today. Oh no. So let's see how long this live stream is before someone throws things on my face and whatnot. Okay. I am so happy to see that even if one person show up this morning, I'm not really sure who's going to show up, if I have anyone showing up. So my Friday stream is for my paid YouTube membership. So thank you so much, everybody, for supporting my work and just being here, hanging out with me. If you are tuning in for the very first time, my name is Holly Lee. I am a career coach. I spent the last 2 decades with top tier tech company. I live and breathe tech company. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys who have seen any of my live stream at all, I do have my original stream, which is free for all, especially during the pandemic, right? It is at Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for senior level and executive. And that's what my second stream, this one, every Friday morning is for. I would love to take this opportunity to be your virtual coach. I would love to review your stories. Either you're interviewing for Amazon, for Google, for Apple, for Netflix, for Twitter, whatever that may be. I would love it. It will be the highlight of my morning if you show up and make it hard for me. There is not a question that I don't answer. Okay? So I want you, as you're showing up every Friday, come with 3 questions on your notepad, but don't put them all 3 at the same time, because do let other people take turns as well. Okay? With that said, I just have a quick message for you guys. I don't have time to put a webinar or have content in events like I typically do. Okay. I wanted to share a little bit of what is and I know I talked about this previously before, and every week I get new folks. So I wanted to make sure that the new folks are also getting the same content as well. Many of you will be asking me a lot of questions that's going to be on my playlist. So when it comes to my playlist, what you should really focus is every single thing that has the word Amazon on it. I mean it, guys. Every single playlist, okay? Especially Amazon examples and answers. Answers, guys. Examples and templates, okay? Every single stories I have put down at least roughly around 10 of my favorite, okay? Even if you can answer those 10 to a T, you don't need to waste your time on 150 questions. I'm going to repeat myself one more time, leaders and professionals, okay? A lot of my leaders, and I work with quite a few, especially starting of the pandemic. I can tell everyone here that my leadership clients, either if you are in my Star Interview Accelerator program, my online course with weekly office hour as well, or my monthly membership, my monthly mock interview, job search tutorials, so on and so forth, or any of my even masterclass or private coaching. And I'm going to tell you guys this right now. The number of people who landed a job offer is 85% in across all of my platform. Okay, 85%. And I mean it, because a lot of you guys are in here right now. Continue supporting me. And those who have followed me in any of my coaching platform community, thank you so, so much. I'm actually really touched. Thanksgiving is a time to be thankful, even though Thanksgiving is no longer here. I tried to come on last night, guys. It was just a little difficult for me. But I'm so thankful because those who have worked with me in any of my services, you guys follow me on Patreon. You follow me on my YouTube channel. You follow me in like every single my LinkedIn post. When I post something, you give me a thumbs up or you like, and you also helped me in building my presence around LinkedIn. You have no idea how grateful and thankful I am of all of you guys. Yes, you guys, you. So thank you so much. That's why, oh, Mountain Dew talking about the devil, right? So thank you so much, you guys, for just supporting my work and putting up with me. And if you need, if there's any other content that you feel that you'd like to see and I haven't talked about yet, I feel like I've talked about every single thing regarding Amazon and big tech companies. Listen, guys, everything that I'm teaching you, do understand. you can get a job with any company, okay? Some of my former VIP member who had already landed a job offer who are in here are able to land interviews almost immediately with all the big tech companies. Sorry, allergies kicking in. All the big companies, okay? It's very, very common. A lot of my senior level executives who has multiple offer. If you can pass an Amazon job interview, you can get a job at Apple and Google because that is realistic. That's exactly what happened. Okay. So if you're going to, I mean, it breaks my heart because there's so many people who's coming to me with so much experience. And when I say, why do you think you didn't pass your Amazon interview? And they would say, Holly, I'm exhausted. I've been looking at 150 interviewed. I have 100 plus stories. I'm like, this is a common number one biggest mistake. Check out last Friday's stream where I talk about my other mistake. Actually, this is number two. Number two biggest mistake. Do not, please do not focus on 100 questions. Focus on my top pick. It is in my video, guys. If you look at my Amazon Star interview playlist, which is not very long, they're all example. I'm not just telling you what it is. I am giving you a cheat sheet. That cheat sheet are from my experience. I use a lot of Amazon and some of my Facebook recently experience in helping you create your storytelling. Okay. And when I say storytelling, I don't mean tell me everything about you. Just you have to read it if you haven't already. And if you're asking questions that I feel that you could find an answer there, I will direct you there. Okay. But the number two biggest thing is do not waste your time. Time is precious. You're competing with so many people in the same role. So save your energy in studying the right questions once you have already landed a job interviewed. Okay. That's the toughest thing right now. And for those who haven't landed a job yet, go check out my networking. It's called Networking with Hiring Manager video, which is from last month. It's red color. So make sure you do that as well. Okay. Um, and finally, one last thought is I worked with all walks of life, and it's rare for me to to work with someone that comes from another big company. And I want to be very honest and transparent with you guys. Ever since coronavirus, from what March, end of February of this year, I have not worked with a single person. I'm going to repeat myself. I haven't helped a single person that came from another top tier brand name like a Microsoft or an Amazon. Prior to that, absolutely, right? Since then, if I have an option between helping those leader and ones that are brand name, especially in diversity, any kind of diversity, guess where I'll be going with my limited amount of bandwidth? I will choose those who are diverse or work for company with no names because I know you're struggling. The ones that have a big name company right now are not struggling as much as you are. So my clients, especially my VIP or Star Interview Accelerator, are all with names that you never even heard of. In fact, there's a lot of from UK, and I saw some of you guys on here, Germany, Italy, Spain, you name it. Okay, so make sure the number one thing what I just said is do not waste your time in studying questions that's irrelevant and you're going to waste your effort. Number two is you have to listen to every single pieces of my teaching because literally, guys, everything that I'm preaching to you, it's free. And guess what? It took a lot of time out of me. It sucked my life to build this live stream and all the examples for the entire year for you guys. Thank God I've done it because we're still in the middle of a pandemic for another year. Okay? So that's how you're preparing yourself. All right. Now I'm ready to go say hello to a lot of my VIP member and former VIP member who's here. I have some accelerator. I call you guys students, but you're here. If you are new, please do tell me you're new. Where are you watching from? I would love to learn more about you. Thank you so much for the star, RP. Always on time and always show up. For sure. Thank you so much for supporting my journey. Ashish, thank you for the thumbs up and just for spending this Friday with me. Annie, I'm not sure which Annie this is. I have quite a few Annie in my life at the moment in my platform. Miss Mountain Dew. Again, I love your artwork. Thank you so much. Miss Mountain Dew is an awesome Adobe and just overall Photoshop graphic designer, even though she is an amazing data business analyst. Wink. Laura, how are you? Awesome. This is the right time zone for you in Italy. Henry, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving to you. Uh, Ang- Agnes, eventually I'm going to get your name correct. Emily, hello. Ooh, hello. Okay, let me dive right deep into questions right now because we don't know how long I'll be here. Oh, Mom, I love you. Okay. Dipto, how is your Thanksgiving, Dipto? And have you relocated? Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. Let me put you on hold for one quick second, okay? Yes, Parker. Hello, hello. Okay, here you go. I'm back. Dipto, let me know in the comment below. First, how is your Thanksgiving? Secondly, have you already relocated for this new gig of yours? I would love to hear more from you. Shikti novel? Shakti Ganaval. Shakti Ganaval. Hello to you. Happy Thanksgiving. Vishal, is a pleasure seeing you every single Tuesday and Friday. You never miss. A very hardworking man. Deepak, hello. Deepak says, watching your stream for the first time. Oh, excellent. Everybody, let's welcome Deepak to our YouTube community. Hello, Agnes. My Thanksgiving is good. You can hear a child screaming in the background. Um, for those of you who are parents, please give me a hands up if you're parents. I am trying to introduce him to a different show on his tablet, his iPad, because I mean, a mom can only so much of Blimpy. I'm Blimpy out. I've been Blimpy out since he was probably 6 months old. So I'm trying to introduce him to Steve and Maggie, another kids or toddler learning learning show. So forgive me, guys. Give me a quick 30-second. I'll be right back. Okay. And I am back. Okay. Whew, I think I got that under control here. So give me a thumbs up if you're ready for me to answer all of your question. Give me a thumbs up if you're not a subscriber already. Make sure you do so by subscribing so that you get notified when I do live stream. And the reason why I put a 3 minute start time and music in there is to just alert you and remind you that the show is starting in a few minutes. Okay? Thank you so much for your patience. Happy Thanksgiving, Ashley. UK. 1 week until program manager lube. Best of luck to you. Actually, I have a lot. Actually, a lot of program manager tips. It is called the Amazon Interview Tips playlist. So make sure you check that out. If you guys notice on my live stream, everything is hyperlinked now. Okay. What does that mean? That means if you go in there, let's just say that you go into this video after usually within 24 hours of recording, I will actually rewatch the entire 2 hour stream and I will put a timestamp. So, for example, I would put program manager interviewed tips or strategies, whatever that may be. So you're not wasting your time and you're going right deep to the content. Okay. That's what I mean. There's a lot of those in the stream. Make sure you don't miss it. Okay. Angus, I have a 3.5 years old. I know. I saw your daughter jumping all over you yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, time flies when you're having fun. Wednesday evening when we're having group coaching. Goodness, people keep on telling me that 2 year old is the worst, and then I hear three, then I hear four, then I hear five. I mean, I'm not even waiting for that. Enjoying the moment. Enjoying the moment. Payo, how are you, Payo? Payo says, what to apply for an interviewed why you are applying for a new role, which is for senior. What do you mean by why are you applying for a new role? I'm not really understand. Are you referring to applying for a position that's outside of your scope or a different position? If you can clarify that for me. Well, let me ask you this, Payo. Why are you applying for the position, right? The interviewer or the employer really just wanted to know why you're interested in the position. It's almost like why Amazon or why ABC company without being direct. So you guys need to be able to pick that up because interviewers don't want to give you everything. They want to know if you have the ability to think big in providing them an answer. Miss Mountain Dew. By the way, Miss Mountain Dew, how do you come up with this name? Do you love Mountain Dew? Are you a soda pop kind of gal? I'm just curious. Emily, good morning to you. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was just yesterday, and mentally, I felt like that was so long ago. When you're chasing after a 3 year old, time really speed up. Henry, you have an Amazon job interview. Let me make this smaller. Amazon job interviewed coming up for data center technician. What do I expect? Guys, it really doesn't matter what position you're interviewing for and what level. You have to know all the behavioral questions from Amazon. Okay. And everything that I put down on my playlist, it's called the Amazon Leadership Principle um, playlist, right? Every single behavioral questions on there, guess where I got that from? Amazon.com. Okay. I'm not even sugarcoating. There's no sugarcoating. Why reinvent the wheel when it is Amazon, right? And every single thing that I've shared with you guys is public. If I include resources, that means I had already reached out to a specific individual or company and asked for permission before I do so. You guys, you do want to check out an amazing article written by a current GM, which is general manager at Amazon. His name is David Anderson. He wrote about the 14 leadership principle. Not only that, that article have helped many of my customer land an offer. Okay. It is because he's been a bar raiser for so long and he's been there for over a decade. All right. So as I'm thinking about writing a blog on the 14 leadership principle, why reinvent the wheel? The man had already done it and he's done it so well, including his personal quote and expectation, guys. Should I repeat that? So you make sure you check it out and don't not check out my playlist, okay? And that link of his article should be on every single one of my video. I'm making it very easy for you guys, all right? And if you have trouble locating them, make sure you're connected with me on LinkedIn. About LinkedIn, when you're connecting with me, please do not ask me to give you a quick tip here and there or help you review your resume. I'm getting so many of that where I don't have time to respond to all of them now. This is what the live stream is for, and I do it twice a week. Okay? Help me help you. Bear in the wild. Where's the question tip sheet? Question tips. What do you mean question tip sheet? If you're we Oh, I see where if you're talking about interview tip that's inside of my all of my Amazon leadership principle, it's a wiki. when you look at the playlist, I actually wrote a brief sentence or description telling you what that playlist is. Okay, for my Patreon member, my supporter, the difference between the Patreon and the paid YouTube, and most of them are both. It's a block style, which means I can put documents, all of my work, all of my questions are on there, by the way. All of my behavioral questions are on there. They're also in the channel. It's just that with Patreon, it makes it easier for you to look for things. Okay. My list of questions to ask the interviewer is also in there. Interview tips and questions for program managers, technical program manager, finance. Basically, all of them are in there. When I do have a moment, I'm a geek. I'm a geek, people. I love research. And when I do that, I will put things in there for my Patreon supporter. That's simply a tier to support my work like this. It is not a coaching platform whatsoever, just to be very clear. But once a month, I do a free Zoom call with everyone. Usually it's about 2 hours. And generally it's about 5 to 10 people who would show up over about 73 of them. Okay. I don't know why you guys wouldn't show up. It's free for you, and I'm there to answer all of your questions and review your story or resume or LinkedIn, whatever you need. It's monthly, okay? And for my YouTube, I'm trying to create different type of blogs within the community center. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about for the paid YouTube membership, the paid community is things that I have shared in real time with you guys. So make sure you check that out. And I do stream every Friday for you. Okay. No pressure at all. I would love your support, but I just want you to show up and hang out with me. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone who is here. If you haven't already, I'm losing a lot of stars. This is probably the first live stream where I'm not really getting a whole lot of star. Can a girl get some star, 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 star? I don't have my Eat Sleep Star shirt on yet, but it is coming. I'm actually having some merch. If you guys have noticed, I actually have an Eat Sleep Star mug and a face mask. I know that's very nerdy. That is because I'm such a strong believer of using the star method and twisting the method into the Holly Lee style. Okay. Every single career coaches or every single hiring leader will tell you things are completely different with the star method. Honestly, I don't know how they have done it. I just know how I have done it, which is get to the point, tell me what I want to hear and why I should hire you, because I have 10 interview a day and I work for Amazon, and that is the truth. Especially if I'm a bar racer, I'm interviewing 20 people a week. I don't have time. So get to the point and do it in 30-second or 45-second. Okay. So that is what my version of the star method consists. Agnes says, do you respond to questions when you have no experience at the level of scale and scope? That's an excellent question, Agnes. Excellent. Well, you would be very honest. You would simply just respond to the questions, highlighting, just do the best that you can. I will not provide an answer that says I don't have relevant experience. I'm not sure. No, do not do that. It will turn them off. There's a way for us to word things where the interviewer would appreciate your honesty. Trust me, they would. They don't want to. They don't want their time to be wasted. Okay, so I would simply just say I actually haven't scaled globally in that level, but could I give you an example of a time where I was able to build whatever that may be, and how I was able to execute and save the customers XYZ amount of dollar, efficiency, or something along that line? Do you see where I'm going? So do not tell the interviewer of any company that you don't have the experience, versus tell them that you have another example that you would like to share. Tell them what they're getting into. That way, what if what you're sharing is not relevant and you're wasted their time? That's a no-no. Okay. So make sure you ask before you continue, because sometimes the experiences is completely irrelevant, but for the most time, they really love the fact that you're being authentic with them. Emily, do you have to be an EMT or nurse to land WHS specialist position with Amazon? I'm going to say I don't think so, even though I've never hired for those positions. The reason why I said I don't think so, Emily, is because, as mentioned earlier, if you want to scroll up 15 minutes ago, before my child interrupted me, Since the pandemic, it's the beginning of COVID-19, I haven't helped anyone that came from brand name. None of them do. In fact, every single military folks who came to me all landed a job at Amazon. Yes, this is true story. Every single one, and there's about 10 of them now. They are all at Amazon right now. They don't have experience. They haven't even done anything. And the reason why they got a job was because they had the ability to ask great questions when they don't have relevant experience. Exactly what I just mentioned to Agnes, right? Just make sure you're very honest, very open, and do the best that you can. You need to be able to think big and dive deep with the experience you do have. Now, from the moment that you start talking to the recruiter or have a hiring manager phone interviewed, you're ready in the process. That means they already know you don't have all the experience, right, guys? So you need to pat yourself in the back. You must have been doing something very well on your LinkedIn profile and on your resume in order to get their attention. And once you have their attention, you have to prep. Prep, 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 star method. Okay? Oakland, California. Ah, I love Bay Area. Woohoo, 49ers. Even the or Raiders. Yes, Parker. Okay, love you. Okay. My needy child. Henry from Maryland. Hello. Oh, Annie number two. So this is one of my Annies. I name my clients by number, guys. I know, right? If you're Cynthia number one, two, or three. Okay. Yes. Let's just ignore the background music from my child. Owa, Owa. Hello, Owa. I'm new from Maryland. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Bear in the Wild. Welcome, Bear in the Wild. Thank you for becoming a paid member. Shaladia says, I was unable to join on the 20th of this month. I will join your VIP by December. Awesome. Okay, guys, I'm really sorry. I will be back in a jiffy in seconds, okay? Let me see what he wants. What is it? Okay, you're not naughty at all. You're a good boy, okay? Imagine running a group coaching with your kid in the background in the evening. That was really fun, right? Guys, thank you so much again for putting up with me. That's what I mean. Emily, Annie, and RP, thank you so much for the star. Payal says, Holly, I'm working Amazon how to prepare for promotion. Oh, that's awesome. You know, that's a very tough questions of getting ready for a promotion within Amazon. Um, the biggest thing for you to get a promotion, there's actually two biggest tip. The number one biggest thing to get a promotion, I should do a video, guys. I should do a video of its own on how to get a promotion within Amazon, specifically Amazon, that's different from all the other companies. Because when you work for Amazon, everyone is so damn smart. Every single person is so smart. If you think you're fast in your execution and planning or your ability to deliver result, guess what? Everyone is smart. Everyone is doing the same thing. So how are you going to compete with them? The biggest tip I can give you, Paya, is you and your manager or your leaders, whomever you report to, have to be like this. Okay? Um, I hope that you still have one-on-one with your manager at least bi-weekly. If you don't, everyone who's watching, if you don't have a recurring meeting with your manager, I don't in one of my job, not at Amazon. Um, you know, when you are trying to schedule a one-on-one meeting with your manager and they're flaky, that means you're probably not going to make it for any reason. They're so focused. And if you guys haven't already, check out my video. I actually made a video about this. It's called Why Good Employees Quit. Okay. Again, why good employees quit. Go check out that video. That's like the early on of when I started my YouTube channel. I was so passionate about it because there's good leaders and bad leaders. The good one will have reoccurring one-on-one with you. The good one will ask you. If they don't, you have to train them. Again, you have to train your manager. That's right. You guys are hurting it right by scheduling. Take the initiative if they're not doing it. Okay, I mean, some of them are lazy. This is human nature. No one is perfect, right? I would have at least a bi-weekly for half an hour, and in those meetings, you want to talk about your goals and expectation. You want to train your manager if they're not already walking you through what is your goal for this year and next year. How are you going to get promoted? And ask them, what are some of your expectations for me to get promoted? I would do that. Do not be afraid. If you guys are not toughened up and have backbone with your own manager, you report to this person, you're not going to make it. Okay. Guess what? Because all the other folks, this is not Amazon, this is everywhere else. Okay. If everyone else have a stronger relationship with your manager in a leadership position, and I was one for the last 8 years, you can't promote the entire team. You can probably promote 1 or 2 out of 10. Okay. This is what I mean. You have to have a phenomenal relationship with this person. This person have to trust your work. If not, you can be an outstellar performer, but no one knows you. No one knows you. And the second thing is, your cross functional partners or team have to know you and your work really well, which means your boss's peers level have to know you. So when it comes time to promotion, guess what? You want them to help write an endorsement to recommend you. Okay. To get a promotion at Amazon, it takes a lot. It takes buy-in from your stakeholder, the people that you work with, cross-functional team especially, because your peers, let's be honest, they're not always going to help you, and peers feedback is not as strong as leadership. Okay? I hope that answers your question. Hello, Karen. Well, you're welcome. RP, how's my weakness story? RP, you know I'm a big fan of yours and I love all of your stories. We should continue working on just mock interview overall to be smoother, slow down a little bit, just smoother. Where I wanted you to be able to tell a story um, and not feel like you're waiting for an opportunity, but the opportunity is waiting for you because you are super smart. And I truly believe that you can do any position with any of this top tier company. Okay. Can you tell the RP is part of my coaching program? Gloria, happy Thanksgiving to you. Gloria have been supporting my YouTube and LinkedIn as well for a while. Bear in the Wild, he sounds so happy. Well, Bear in the Wild, he is a handful. Love him though. RP, okay. Situation. I have a story to review. The situation is I tend to favor speed over details. Is this your weakness? This is pretty good actually. I tend to favor speed over details, okay? Especially when working with aggressive timelines. I love agile methodology because it allows me to focus on minimum valuable product. That's actually pretty good. And the corporation uses feedback into future enhanced releases of the product, which keeps our clients happy. The result is overall, my weaknesses actually helps build and retain customers' trust. You know what? I actually like this. Let me see how I would reword this, okay? This is an example of weaknesses. And by the way, guys, I actually have a cheat sheet of my weakness as well. That is either under my Amazon Star interview playlist or my Amazon Leadership Principle questions and examples or answer. Basically, everything with answer and example, go look at it, okay? I would simply just say, uh, because when you ended with help build and retain customers' trust, that with speed and detail, it doesn't really complement each other. Do you see where I'm going? So I would make sure that your situation and your result kind of complement each other. You guys know that, right? It has to play in the same field. So I would basically just say, I consider one of my weaknesses. I consider my weakness is my this could also be customer obsession too. It actually sounds like customer obsession to me. If I were to compliment how you ended this, I would simply just say, um, my weakness is customer obsession. Let me give you an example. Because I'm so obsessed with delivering results, I tend to favor speed over the detail. In a fast-paced, aggressive timelines, because I love agile methodology and a lot of the processes to help keep focus on the minimum valuable product, incorporate the customer's feedback and how to enhance the releases of the product that could benefit our end users. My goal is to make sure to take those feedback, build the right products or services, in return earn my customers' trust. Something along that line. Do you see where I'm going? And we can work more on that as well inside the cohort. Cohort. I can't talk. Okay. Thamiki. Hello, Thamiki. How are you? Thank you so much for all the thumbs up. Emily, how do we answer the question? Tell me about yourself. Amazon area manager interviewed. This is a very interesting question because in my star interview accelerator, a couple of the folks in there told me that even bar racer, former bar racer at Amazon, and so on and so forth. Some people do think, even recruiters or career coaches, some may think that tell me about yourself is the least important. Some may think that tell me about yourself is just to warm up the conversation. I'm going to say all of that is false, at least to me. Now, guys, keep in mind, I was a trainer at Amazon for 5 years out of the 6+ years I've been there, on top of my full time job, by the way. So, the goal of being a making great hiring decision is a 4.5, 5 hour class of 90 to 100 plus people. Okay. The goal of that is to train all of the leaders and future interviewers before they can interview you. I have to check them off by them being in my class. And guess what? I teach them peeling the onions using the STAR method. Okay. So I taught them everything about how to be ready, what a leadership principle, what type of questions to ask, you name it, how to interview feedback, all of it, to make sure that they're building a great experience with you, the candidates. Okay. So with that said, tell me about yourself. It's very simple. Either you make it or you break it. If you messed up on tell me about yourself, you have to be phenomenal moving forward. Okay, let me give you an example. So tell me about yourself, Holly. Sure, I used to I grew my career in California. I went to Portland for college and then I moved back to San Francisco. That's where I started my career. I'm a mom now. You see where I'm going? It's rambling. I have no clue what you've done. I have no clue how many years of experience you have. I don't even know why I should hire you. So when someone comes off like small talk, like a lot of the feedback that I'm hearing, it's driving me crazy, guys. Every coaches is very different. You guys have to find one that is for your liking. Okay. I realize that my way of thinking is very different from everybody else's. Not to say that it's right or wrong. It's just that I'm very different. My bar is extremely high. That is, do not waste my time. I need to know why I'm hiring you. From what I just told you guys, then my next question is, now an interviewer, when they show up to interview you, they should have at least 3 questions in advance, right? Based on what you're saying, and now I'm lacking motivation and I don't think you can make it because your ability to dive deep is very lack of. I didn't hear it on tell me about yourself. So my energy level just went down. Do you guys see where I'm going? I think you got it. So here's the right way. Go check out my 60-second elevator pitch. There's actually a template. There's a template for everything, okay? There's a template in there. It is tell me about yourself, where I think I said something, well, it's old. It is old. If I were to tell me about myself right now as a career coach, I would say, my name is Holly. I'm a certified career coach. I spent the last 2 decades with all of the top tier tech company, as well as a trainer and talent leader for Amazon, more so recently. My goal is to help senior level to executive land a position by identifying their value and worth into top tier FANG organization. Stop. Do you know who I am? Yes. Do you know how many years experience I have? Yes. The first 2 things out of my mouth is credibility. So when you say tell me about yourself, do you have credibility? So you have to mold around that. Preferably no more than four sentences is a lot. Okay? This is what I mean in keeping it in less than 60 seconds. If I were to tell you about myself, if I'm applying for let's just say head of staffing, if I'm a VP for a startup or I don't know, mid-sized company, then I'm not going to talk about my career coaching. I want to talk about my examples in building and scaling a recruiting team, right? I would simply just say, my name is Holly. I have 20 years of experience in technical recruiting. My background is building leading team from scratch up to 20 around the world and building development center, such as products with Alexa services, Facebook's AR, VR, machine learning, as well as computer vision. I think I would be I would be very interested in learning more about this position on how I can add my value on my recruiting strategies and execution in helping your stakeholder at ABC companies scaling their businesses. You see where I'm going? I'm totally making all of that up as I'm going. The art of using the STAR method and storytelling is to not memorize every single thing, guys, okay? It's to help you know yourself so well. I haven't wrote down anything with the STAR method. I just know the STAR method works because you know what problem you're trying to solve. When you're asking, tell me about yourself, you want to remind the interviewer what their pain point is, right? Because I just said that I want to add value in my recruiting strategy and my ability to build and scale a team and delivering result to your workforce. And I want to learn more about your growing pain. That's really it. That's tell me about yourself. So if anyone were to tell you guys that it doesn't mean anything, no, it means a lot. Okay. And if you ramble for 10 or 15 minutes with tell me about yourself, you're pretty much done. All right. To come back from that takes a lot. Bear in the while, I think 13 is the worst. Did I miss something? 13 of Emily. Tell me about a time you failed. The failure or the mistake, it's in my Amazon Star interview playlist. Okay, Emily, go check that out. I love Mountain Dew and Taco Bell. Oh my goodness. I love Taco Bell, especially their Mexican pizza. Okay, so for internal, Pyle says, why are you looking for a senior role? That's actually, well, I almost want to say that's a stupid question. Not you, the interviewer. Interviewers should not be asking you why are you looking for a senior position. It's pretty obvious because I'm looking for career growth, right? Can you please let me know if an interviewer actually asked you that? Because that seems a little bit. It just doesn't seem like Amazon style. Because you're looking for career growth. That's why. Because you've been doing the same role for XYZ amount of the time, and you're lacking growth, my friend. I own Loana. Hello, Loana, Romania. I love it. There's so many European folks here. I had an interview yesterday. I'm waiting for the final answer. Wish me luck. Best of luck to you. Fingers crossed, okay? Patricia, could you please confirm how many steps happened in Amazon interviewed after with recruiter team? The next step, okay. Uh, on my Tuesday live stream, there is a whole playlist that is called Amazon Process. Okay, you should check that out. I talk about the process. Don't focus so much on the process. Just any time when you guys have a question, you know I'm going to throw back on the STAR method. Focus on the STAR method. Let me tell you why. The recruiter have to talk to you because the gatekeeper need to make sure that you're not going to waste the hiring manager's time or your time as well. When you pass the initial recruiter screen, and yes, the feedback is going to go into the system. Okay, that's what I mean. You still need your story. You still need to be sharpened, even with the recruiter, because guess what, guys? They will sit in the debrief and be able to input their feedback on you as well. So, with that in mind, for the following step is a phone interview, usually with the hiring manager or someone more senior within your team, depending on who's available. Okay. And if you do such a phenomenal job, an excellent job, they're going to move you straight to onsite, which is another four, five, maybe, but usually four people to evaluate your background, and that's it. And then you'll know if you should get the job within a few days. Okay. If you have two or three phone screen, that means that something is missing, especially three phone screen. They don't want to pass you because they saw something that they really want you to be part of the team, but you not quite answer all of the questions yet. But in general, 1 to 2 phone screen and an on-site, and that's it. Amazon for the longest time has been the fastest moving company to get from the initial stage to offer. When I was at Kindle, when I first joined Amazon, I think 8, 9 years, it's been a while. Anyhow, when I first joined, the interview process at the time was about a month to 6 week long. And there were about 8 people on the loop. It was just so much. So I changed the process to no more than 5 to 6 people. From the moment I reach out to you as my candidate, I can give you an offer within 2 weeks. True story. So my timeline of giving you an offer is really within 2 weeks. 3 is really pushing it because it's all up to the recruiter to drive how quickly the recruiter are pushing the hiring manager and team to put in their feedback and get their availability in interviewing you. Recruiter, I hope you're watching this. Okay? That's a good recruiter. It's not Amazon, it's any company. Thank you so much for the star. Yay! Star, star, star. You guys know I am extremely happy with my star, right? You know I can't do anything without my star because I'm that passionate of the star method. Thank you so much for the star. And there's quite a few of you that's watching right now. If you missed it, if you are not, because 97% of you guys who's watching are not subscriber. So make sure you guys are subscriber by hitting the subscribe button and giving me a thumbs up. This is going to really help my channel grow and it allows me to continue pumping out content, just spending more time and hanging out with you. Okay? Kamal. Hi, Kamal. Does Google Recruiter call to reject you? Well, it's not just Google or not Google. It depends on the recruiter again. Okay. Um, and when I was a recruiter and how I have trained my recruiting team is when someone spend the time to come on site or spend time in interviewing with the company that I work for, it's the right thing to do to pick up the phone to quickly call them, tell them that they didn't get the job. Okay. Most recruiter will not do that. I don't want to say because they're simply lazy, but they could be very lazy. Okay. Yes, there's a high volume. Again, this is a very vulnerable time right now. This is a very vulnerable time right now. And I think keeping keeping the candidates motivated and giving them the right respect in reaching out to them, it is priceless. Okay. So I'm asking you, if you're a recruiter or a hiring manager and you're watching me right now, the right thing to do is to tell your recruiter to get back to the candidate because people are also losing hope. Everyone wants to work for Amazon and all the brand name company. If they don't get the job, you don't have to give them a feedback, but at least do your due diligence and make them feel good that they didn't get the opportunity and let them know. And I would let you know. For me, in for my candidate, I would simply just say, you know what, we really love you, you've done a great job, but we're deciding to go with other candidate at this time that has a stronger technical background, period. That's my style. Okay. I mean, most of them like to just send a rejection letter, a standard letter, which is, the standard thing to do. But I like to, my bar, again, is a little bit higher than the norm, I wanted to say. I'm glad you think my child is cute, Bear in the Wild. I own that yesterday at the last Amazon interview. I'm waiting for the final decision. Okay. Patricia says, a friend of mine was hired by Amazon Brazil 2 months ago in WHS without specialization. That is true. You don't need the special skill. It's kind of like me being in Kindle when I first started. I didn't have any experience with a tablet. When you know how to recruit, you could recruit on anything, just like whatever your specialty is. Welcome to be my pay member, Henry. Sammy says, Happy Thanksgiving. I reached the final round in the recruitment process for a technical content manager position. I have 5 interviews next week. Do you think it will only be about coding? For technical content manager, it depends. That's a great question, Sammy. Does the job description require you to code? I can't talk. I have seen some that require SQL, knowing SQL, but again, I don't know the job description, so I don't want to give you the wrong message. You have to really, the Amazon job description is really exposing you to what you're getting and what type of technical environment that may be. Okay. And if you have a lot of those coding questions or not, if you are reaching your final interview, the recruiter will send you a prep doc of some of the leadership principle for you to focus on. And if there's technical questions, there should be something on the preparation document, or I would leverage your recruiter. I'm hoping that they're still spending 15 minutes to half an hour in prepping you for the on-site prep call, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, you guys get where I'm going. I love it. Look at Miss Mountain Dew. Yes, let me make this big so you guys can see what Miss Mountain Dew is saying. Train your manager to get that promotion or to get anything. Okay. Train, train, train. Train your recruiter, train the hiring manager, train them. If you don't train them, I don't want to say your manager will forget who you are, but there's a lot of people who is building a stronger relationship with your manager. And like I mentioned before, they cannot be promoting the entire team. Laura, in your point of view, a requirement of sales experience can be satisfied without having years of sales, but a combination of other functions. That is true. That is true, Laura. That's a great question. If you are in sales, you must have the ability to build great rapport across, especially management leadership role. If you can tell me that you have the ability to earn trust and build rapport with a high level or leadership stakeholders or businesses, yes, right? Because that's part of being sell. Your ability to influence have to be fairly important because that's an account management or biz dev role. Trip Halvin. Hello, Trip Halvin. Are you new? If you're not new, I apologize, but I don't quite remember seeing your name here before. I've dropped out after fourth round of interviewed. Interviewer was very egoistic. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, every now and then you're gonna get one of those interviewer that just either don't want to be there or God knows what happened. He literally spent the whole interview on just one topic. You know, there's nothing wrong with spending the whole interview in one topic. Let me just pause for 1 second, guys. When an interviewer wanted to ask you just one topic, that means that they're really interested in the topic and they wanted to dive deep. Normally, when they do that, they want to dive deep. You don't need to ask three different questions, by the way. Okay. Even tell me about yourself. Depending on what you're telling me, if you're telling me you're able to build team scale and make millions of dollars, I don't need to ask you any other question. I'm going to dive deep to have you walk me through a specific example. One question, right? I'm going to have you walk me through a failure doing those examples. Two questions, right? You see where I'm going? It's okay to ask the same questions, to dive deep in your background to see if you would be a fit. Agnes, if the question is, tell me your biggest success, which means, by the way, tell me about your biggest success, also translate to tell me about the most innovative thing you've done. Hmm. That is really the same questions, Agnes. Yes, Parker. Parker, you want to say hello? Come here. Come say hello. Mom moved coffee, okay? Are you a good boy? Can you sing the planet song? Can you sing the That's the planet song. Okay, one more time. Wow. Can you sing the 50 State song? State in America. 50 State. Alabama. Okay. Good job. Okay, good job. Go play. Give my 5 minutes, okay? You said a good boy. Go. Go, Peck Peck. Yes, that is a special treat. You see, I say a bonus tip today. You just got a singer that jumped on, okay? I hope you guys all enjoy that. Okay. Yes, Agnes, that would be the most innovative thing that you've done. Anytime when you guys when you're being asked the biggest achievement, success, the most innovative, they're all the same thing. You want to give the largest scope or the largest project or how you're able to save the most money or the most efficiency because sometimes I do understand that your work doesn't translate to how much dollar that you're able to help the organization or your customer, but you can do an estimate. Okay. Islam. Hello, Islam. Thank you. I'm being interviewed next week for a senior category manager. Oh, yay. Wow. An L7 position is, I mentioned this last Friday, guys. If you missed, sound really loud right now. Um, I mentioned this in the last Friday stream, and L7 at Amazon is relevant to the scope of a VP at like a Facebook or Google. Okay. It is truly a lot larger scope and scale at Amazon for a 7. Good luck to you. And please do stay in touch with me on LinkedIn and just keep me posted on your interview process. Hi, Stacy. Thanks, Emily. Iona says, I respect your star method. Oh, I love it. I mean, I know, I'm pretty sure all of you guys are on YouTube, right? Hands, you're here with me and how you found me. There's a lot of creators on there. There are some creator who is starting to talk about the star method, how one of them particularly mentioned that the star doesn't work because you don't know the right problem to solve. And I absolutely disagree. If you use the star method the right way, your task is, what problem are you trying to solve? You see where I'm going? And you need to do that quickly because you want to spend more time on your action plan, which is what I've done is. Okay. So that's why I love the star method so much. And I know for a fact that Amazon is the only company that that talks and train everything around the star methods. Even as a new employee, I took a course. It's called PMP 101 project management, which means they're teaching you how to write proposal and basically overall writing in general. There's even a course called the white paper. Basically, there's a lot of courses on Amazon, which is phenomenal, by the way. I love it. I love the training courses and resources at Amazon. And guess what? They also talk about the star method. This is what I mean. I think Amazon is the only company that does it, but I do see a lot of the companies appreciate. You don't have to say, my situation is, my task is, my. No, don't do that. Just have a conversation. But when you have the STAR in your head, in mind, it just helps your flow of transition so much more clear. It's hard to miss it. That's why I talked a lot about the star template, which I have at least 8 to 10 examples for you guys on my playlist. Okay. Stacy says, I interviewed for an L7 program manager role. The interview panel's feedback is that the position is too large of scope for my background. They all feel that I'm a fit to be Amazonian. The hiring manager and I spoke after, and she recommended for an L6 on her team. What would the next step be for that? Will there be another round on the loop interview? That's excellent. Well, it really depends because if you interview for a 7, you do really well, and they recommend for a 6, you may not have to re interview because you have already interviewed for the same manager or the same role but different level. And this is a perfect example. Thank you so much for sharing, Stacy. If you're there's like it drives me absolutely crazy, guys, because so many of my VIP clients will ask me, Holly, here's a job description. Can you please let me know if this is level 6 or 7? Holly, let me know what's the difference between the. I'm like, stop. Don't focus on the level because if you're interviewing for a level 6, if you don't meet the bar, you'll be a 5 or you don't get the position at all. But if you excel, if you're in between a 6 or 7, they would rather go with a 6 and promote you to a 7 because Amazon is true. And I believe in Amazon with this process. The scope and scale is so high volume that you will not be successful even at a level 6, the amount of work of scalability and the things that you have built, the speed that you'll be doing it, the amount of people you'll be leading and managing in your org, it's phenomenal. So they would rather see you be successful and get ramped up and promote you into a 7 than to not. Okay. So for all of you who are so adamant in the level, I basically push back and tell them not to think about it. You're focusing on all the wrong thing. Stacy, congratulations. It sounded like you've done really, really well. And just to let you know, Stacy, a lot of my director level from startup, like director, senior director, even VP, they're level 6. They're not even 7 because of the scope and scale. Okay. Even if you manage team internationally, what have you built? How many millions or billions of user were you able to accept, um, have and generate how many half a millions, multi-billion dollar? That's a 7. Okay. Do you handle an org of thousands of people? 1,000 people at least. That's a 7. Okay. Most directors and VP from a startup don't have more than 100 people in the org. Okay. Or a mid size, maybe 300. At Amazon, it is just huge. All right. Um, if I've never left consumer, even as a recruiting lead, same level, I was an IC and a people manager. If I've never left, and if I would have came back after my maternity leave, at one point I could have a team of 20 people reporting to me rather than 12. That's just a level 6. Okay, it is a lot, and we're talking about folks that are international, not just in Seattle. Nothing is just one location in at Amazon. Okay, so that's just giving you an idea. Paul, how are you? You welcome. You welcome, Patricia. Emily, your questions on how to look right on Chime Interviewed. I want you all to go check out my video. It is called Video Interview. As I mentioned, I have a video for every single thing. It's called Video Interview, guys. I have a playlist of two to three videos in there. I also give you a list and recommended webcam that you should get and your lighting. You see how I'm in frame right now? I only have one light, guys, behind me. You see that? Because if I don't have the light on top of me, I will blend in with my background and it's a little bit distracting. You don't want to look in the same color as your background. So I have to remove myself and add colors in the back. Okay? You do not have to buy a microphone like I do. I would highly, hang on, let me find my headset. I will highly recommend using one of these, okay? If you are an iOS iPhone, woohoo! If you're an iPhone user, make sure you use one of these. It's phenomenal audio. Do not use the audio off of your laptop because it's very, very shaky, especially when you have, if you don't have Google Fiber or tier 1 internet connection, it would affect your sound quality and your video. Every time when you stream video, it's sucked up so much on processing your video content and also your audio. Okay. um I'm so glad you mentioned this. So check out, it's called Video or Virtual Interview. And I also have a checklist for you guys to download that tell you exactly what to prepare, what questions to ask. You can get a lot of that stuff. It's free. Okay. Watch for that playlist. Another important thing is that you need to really make sure that when you have your phone interviewed, I've learned this from my mistakes when I start live streaming. Shut everything off. If my son is not home right now, the laptop, the iPad, I will shut it off because you don't want any other devices to be eating out the same Wi-Fi as you are, because your Wi-Fi is highly important for your Chime interview or Zoom interview, whatever interview with video. Okay? Leo, do you do? Oh, I'm sorry. Before I go to Leo, I skipped you. Henry says, "Do you do one-on-one interview prepped?" I do, but I'm extremely selective at the moment. I'm pretty booked out until second week of December, and it will fill up very, very quickly. You will have to fill an application. It's hollylee.co. That is my business website, hollylee.co. If you go down, there's a private coaching. If you click on it, just answer the questions. I wanted to make sure that you have the right background for me, so I'm not wasting your time or your money. I want to make sure I'm able to help you. And one of the question is, my marketing partner actually wrote that. Okay, she's phenomenal. I said, listen, I have some clients who are really needing me to hold their hands and give them the answer. I don't want to give them the answer. If I do, they're gonna fail miserably because they're not willing to think on their feet. And then she said, well, how about we have a question, multiple choice? Do you require hand holding? Are you simply just lazy? Are you basically what kind of coaches are you looking for? So there's a reason why I take application, because I don't want to waste anyone's time when it's not a fit. Knock on wood, I have never stopped an interview before, but there has been so many people who reach out to me on LinkedIn where I pretty much tell them that I'm not able to help them. There's a lot. There has been people who are either in my VIP group or my Star Accelerator, not a whole lot, but very, very few, which is maybe less than 1%, where I say, you know what, we're not a good fit for each other. I just don't feel like we're a match. I'm happy to give you a full refund and call it a day. And this is literally within the first week. If you are not a go getter, if you're not highly ambitious, if you're not willing to do the work and follow instructions, I would just end our relationship because I'm doing you a favor. My goal is to help you. And um, a lot of my customer knows if you have a chance, go check out my LinkedIn endorsement. I put my heart and my soul into any of my coaching services. And if you're not willing to do the work, why are you even wasting your money on me? It's not going to work. Okay. Leah, new to my channel, accountant. Well, welcome. Do Edmonton hire now or can you help me find a job? I don't help people find a job. I prepare you in getting the right job, in also teaching you job search tool and techniques and marketing strategies. That is my VIP group. Okay. Go check. Parker, please stop. Can you say it nicely? How do you say it nicely? I don't want to say it. Can you say Mama pee pee please? Mama pee pee please. Mama love you. Okay, I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Come on. Parker. Mama Parker. Mama love you. You're so naughty. You're such a naughty, naughty boy. You naughty, naughty, naughty. You naughty, naughty tata. All done? Okay, all done now. I know I'm all over the place today, but I just don't want to cancel my stream. If I made a commitment, even if no one shows up, I'm still going to hang out. Yes, I am that person. I know that a lot of you are pay member, and I just don't like to disappoint people. I'm extremely customer obsessed. That is a weakness of mine. Little boy kissy from Brazil. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Stacy. Kamal says one of my friend at Amazon interview next week. He said that he had 2 phone screen with the manager and 5 more line up during the on-site. Yep, that is the process. That is pretty normal. Hey, Paul. Patricia says in a job descriptions I mentioned some leadership principle. Are they most important point I need to concentrate on? First of all, you need to know the 14 leadership principle period. You need to know them. I would spend some time in knowing the leadership principle. Watch last Friday's live stream. I emphasize the importance of practice, 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 and what? Recording yourself, okay? Go watch the last Friday stream because I was just so adamant the only earlier when I first started the live stream, I mentioned that for those who did not land a job offer who had worked with me personally, which is about 15% of those, there's 2 questions I would ask those leaders. The first question is, how many stories do you have? Because I don't remember reading all of them. They didn't even put in the effort themselves. If you're not going to put in the effort, you're not going to get the job. Anyone, anywhere, not even startup. The second questions I ask them is, well, now that you have your question, how many times have you recorded themselves? It's very common, one time, and they didn't even make it through the whole thing. Guys, guys, if you are bored with yourself while you're recording on yourself, you're not going to make it. That's just a reality, okay? All of the leadership principle is important because if your answer is good, you're going to hit the leadership principle at least 70 to 90%. And I talked about that in the stream as well, Patricia. Islam, who will be my line manager or category manager? I'm not in Amazon right now. I can't tell you that. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Who are your line manager, category manager, bar raiser? It doesn't matter. You just have to focus on those fancy story, my friend. Montan. Do you recommend to have one example with the STAR method for each leadership principle? I recommend that you focus your energy on the top behavioral questions, but you must know all the LP. At the bare minimum, you need at least one example for the 14 LP. And if you read your answer, be honest with yourself, right? You know you hit more than one leadership principle. It is rare that you don't meet at least 3 LP in each of your answer. Very, very rare. I don't believe it. Thanks for your feedback. I will give you update. Yes, please do, Stacy. You welcome. Hungry for employment. You welcome, Sammy. You welcome, Emily. Lavanya, I've done the one technical phone interview and got this as a response. Oh, you're invited for an on-site. Yay! Woohoo! Good luck, Lavanya. Good luck for your on-site. Um, what do they mean by hiring an event is a recruiting bliss? What that means is that they will have anywhere between 10 to 20 people, 20 interviewer on the same day. Okay. Remember the story when I mentioned earlier on in this stream, I said that a bar racer or interviewer usually interview about 10 interviews a week. This is a pure example. A recruiting event, they will interview about 10 people a day. Okay, each interviewer, and goes by really fast. Or I call it interviewing at massive scale individually. Guys, I have to get going. I'm looking over here just to make sure that I am not lagging. RP, this is the oh, sorry. A little lag here. I wanted to make sure that there's no other questions for it. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. Thank you, Jose, for being here. Gloria, Manta, Sammy, Lavanya, Hungry for Employment, Stacy, Islam, Owa, Emily, Henry, Patricia, Paul, Kamal, Leah. Did I miss anyone else? Loana, Agnes, Trohavant, Laura, Miss Mountain Dew, Bear in the Wild. And if I miss anyone else, I wanted to apologize. Palio, Karen, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I trust that you all have a fantastic Thanksgiving, and I will look forward in seeing most, if not all of you guys, on my Tuesday stream at 12:30 p.m. every single Tuesday. Have a phenomenal weekend and stay safe.